I'm just going to tap in a little bit into the month of December, Sagittarius, right? But it's really actually Ophiuchus time. Ophiuchus, they call it, but it's Ophiuchus, which is the 13th zodiac sign, and which is a very powerful time right now, is about reflection. It's about reflection. That's what we are here to witness and to see how we still choosing the aspects of our heart. Um, are we still choosing the same type of patterns, or we are redefining what love is within ourselves? So we are basically right now at a time of this where we see everything around us, but in a much more rapid and escalated way, where we get to see the shifts within um, the perception aspect of our higher self, but integrated into this physical reality. So the energy that I was speaking about, the dove, which represents the Christ itself, the oversoul Christ itself, where it's integrating deeper and deeper and things are escalating. And when that happens, that means that our astral plane is becoming more real. Our dream state is becoming more real. And this physical reality is kind of dimming that out a little bit. Yet you're still part of it. Doesn't mean we will leave it or escape it, but we are becoming this multidimensional state of consciousness where the reality that we perceive from the astral plane is coming into this space, but it's opening up our crowns. And why I want to tap into the crown space, because the crown is being reconfigured on the collective level, and it's being reconfigured to operate with the heart. And so the truth is going to start coming out. The truth of what is the truth, not to the personality, but the truth to the collective. So we're stepping into the truth of the collective right now, and redefining our heart space. So that was the other part, is redefining our heart space. And we are working with these planets. You can say Jupiter is supporting us in this right now, and Saturn. These are the two planets that are going to be really, really supporting us in this transformation, where we will escalate in such a rapid growth that we will start expanding, but our memories will start coming back. And when I say memories, memories of past lifetimes, memories of Atlantis, of Lemuria will start coming up to the front, as because now we are stepping into a new paradigm where 2025 is not just healing yourself here, but we're healing the causal body now, the cause of our effect. So what happens in our fluorescent tube of light, in our causal body? The channel between our higher self and our crown is being readjusted, and anything that is not part of that higher frequency has to be dissolved. So there's a connection of a tube between your higher self and your crown. And there are times where other people or entities or beings will connect to you by bypassing your higher self. And so this is the time where we are taking this space to reconfigure our fluorescent tube of light, this pranic tube of light, through the heart, and allowing full integration into our thymus, the inner child. The inner child is taking huge leaps right now. The healing of our patterns, our codependencies, our unworthiness, all these little thoughts that you are having are fear-based, that are not allowing you to move forward in life. This is the month of reflection. So it's perfect timing. And Ophiuchus, why I mentioned Ophiuchus, Ophiuchus is a snake bearer. So he holds the serpent between the legs. He's also representation of energy of Kundalini, right? She's the Shakti, the divine feminine. He holds her in the front by the head and in the back by the tail. And it needs to be balanced. You let go of the head, it will bite him. Let go of the tail, it will choke him. So he has to find balance in it. and he is the truth bearer also. So meaning like whatever is hiding in your subconscious will come into the surface. And till December 18th, from November 30th to December 18th, is actually the time of Ophiuchus. Then we have Sagittarius starts afterwards. So we are actually right now in that space where we're finding balance. So how many of you been feeling the dream state really strongly, where your subconscious is talking to you? A lot of work is being done through that space. You're not having the time maybe to do it on the physical, but you're doing it through your dream state. The astral plane is becoming alive. And then you're going through the day and you're having like deja vus. Wait a minute, I just had this. Like, well, what happened? I just seen this, or I felt this, and it was in your dream state. So we are merging this 4D and 5D. As we are doing this work, elevating, the rest of the world is going to be feeling it. Of course, obviously, this feeling of merger has to take place in 3D reality as well. And as long as we be conscious enough to mention it, to let it be an effortless transformation. That's one thing we always forget, is like, I want the change, I want the change. So the universe gives you the change and it yanks it out of you so sharply. You're like, oh, I did not want that. But it does happen because you forgot to ask for effortless shift. So it will take place like that in the world because the collective hasn't recognized it. But we are recognizing this. So by bringing that into awareness, we can allow the transition of the collective to take place in a much more effortless way. So the shifts will take sharp turns and it will look like chaos on the outside world. But this is where the time you go into your inner world. 2025 is going to be a very powerful year where you go deep within yourself. You don't need nobody else to hold space for you. You are the space holder. You don't need the outside world. You are the outside world. And all these reflections will start coming in very rapidly. We're going to see this change so quickly. Realizations will happen very fast. Where it took you maybe a week or two, a month to have a shift, you're going to start having these shifts much faster. I mean, you can even probably recognize that even this year, they were much faster for you to recognize, like, this is what I need to do. And all the tools are there. All it is now is just putting them into play. So the energy of the dove and the energy of the serpent, how do we find a balance between them two? This is where we find mastery of operating in this reality. The serpent lets us know the truth, and the dove allows us to recognize the wisdom. So we have to utilize these two energies to find balance within our heart, because without the serpent energy, the Shakti, we cannot open our crowns and step into our hearts to receive the wisdom of Christ consciousness. It is now here. It has returned. It's very dominant, and you guys can probably feel it and see it when we turn around, and everywhere you can hear the communications about the Christ consciousness. And being in Ephesus, walking through those temples there, it is so dominant to understand why Mother Mary chose that location before she passed away as to reside in, is because that is the anchoring point of the heart space. And those that took the workshop know that I speak a lot about the silver cord and the heart energy in the back. Ephesus is that temple, is the representation of the temple of the heart center that enters from the soul into the physical body. The temples throughout the world have their own meanings. They have their own representations. They are integral systems on a larger scale that represent the physical bodies, chakra systems that are in the ether, and the correlation of the astral and the physical merger. So when we walk through these temples, we're having a remembrance of our astral plane, our spirit body, our causal body, our source, the connection to our Christ consciousness. This is why these are becoming very dominant right now. And people are walking through these temples, downloading these key codes, and then bringing them wherever they are residing and sharing them unconsciously with their communities.